will be during the daytime, and there will be the shift that will work during the nighttime. The idea behind it is to create jobs and opportunities for our youthful population, many of whom have graduated from universities, and because the economy has been bad for the past 8 years, jobs were not being created. Indeed, jobs were flying out of the country because the excess taxation that we saw, the financial crisis that we saw, the high inflation that we saw, the volatile currency situation that we saw, led to many factories opting to leave the country to go and relocate at places where there was better stability. And so many people were rendered unemployed. And you recall the implementation of the financial sector cleanup, which led to the collapse of financial institutions. Hundreds of thousands of people, directly and indirectly, lost their jobs. And we took over on the back of such an economic mess. And so unemployment is a major issue. And the National Democratic Congress admits that we have a problem of unemployment. Indeed, it is the reason why we were voted to take over the mantle of leadership of this country. We have taken steps to fix that. At the micro level, as you can see, we are dealing with all the fiscal issues that will stabilize the economy so that industry can prosper. When industry prospers, a lot of jobs will be created. We have injected capital into the financial sector. ADB, NIB, all the government banks have received major capital injection running into billions of Ghana cedis in order that we could breathe life back into the financial system of our country. And those financial institutions are going to make money available for the private sector. Now, we need to establish an authority to lead and anchor and coordinate the myriad policies, strategies, and programs and activities that we are going to implement to really transform the country into an economy that is working 24 hours. You know that we operate under a constitutional system, and everything must be backed by law. Every authority must be exercised on the basis of an existing law. That is why, for us, it's a matter of great joy that ultimately this Parliament has passed the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill. To provide the regulatory regime and to provide the legal mandate for the formalization and implementation of the 24-hour economy. So, 24-hour economy has come. And I'm happy that our senior, Mr. Guzitano, is here. He is the sponsor of the bill. He is at the presidency, presently manning the secretariat that is responsible for developing the infrastructure, legal, regulatory, and administrative, for us to take off in terms of the implementation of our 24-hour economy. I want to commend him for bringing us such a beautiful bill. We passed it without so many amendments, which is a testimony to the fact that you have done a good job even before coming here. And our brother and senior also, Chui is also here. We want to commend all of them for the effort and the work that they are doing. This Parliament and the MPs on the majority side have absolute confidence in the capabilities of these two gentlemen to be able to lead the 24-hour economy project. And so, want to assure you that you have the backing of this Parliament. You have the backing of this caucus. And you have the backing of the National Democratic Congress. And I believe you have the backing of Ghanaians because they voted NDC into office on the basis of the promise that we made to establish a 24-hour economy. So I thank you very much. I don't believe we need to ask any further questions. You just witnessed the debates, and so all the issues have been addressed, and we now have a bill. I thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Dean.
I want to commend Honorable Minister. She was very professional.
All right, you heard the majority there in Parliament who were addressing the press on the passage of the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill. Up next is Newsfeed right here on Channel 1 TV. Do stay. Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV. I am Eno Safo. Coming up, Ghana Cocoa Board dismisses reports of diverting funds meant for cocoa purchases from farmers to procure vehicles. Also coming up, minority in Parliament demand Finance Minister be summoned to answer questions on measures taken by government to address what it describes as rising costs of living. Coming up in business, Ghana Cocoa Board explores new funding model for cocoa purchases. And later in sports, Saudi Pro League slams Cristiano Ronaldo for protesting over lack of transfers. The details of our stories now. The Ghana Cocoa Board has dismissed reports that it diverted funds meant for cocoa purchases from farmers to procure vehicles. The claims, which surfaced in a Facebook post by former Cocoa Board Public Affairs Officer Fifi Boafo, suggested that resources earmarked for cocoa buying had been used for the acquisition. Addressing a media briefing, Cocoa Board Chief Executive Officer Randy Abe clarified that the vehicles are being financed through the Sample Residue Fund, which is an internally generated fund rather than monies allocated for cocoa purchases. He explained that after touring Cocoa Board subsidiaries and divisions, management identified the lack of operational vehicles as a major challenge, which the current leadership is now working to resolve.
It's about directing where to spend the IGF instead of perhaps allowing the subsidiaries and those who are beneficiaries of it to decide that maybe we want to go and do A with it or B with it or C with it. And especially because they also confirmed that, and these two gentlemen sitting here, my deputies, they have done Cocoa Board like 40 years each. And so this is how we got to be able to go through the procurement processes to procure these vehicles for these subsidiaries and divisions. And the vehicles have only started arriving. So we have not gone to take money from anybody. We have not taken budgetary money. We have not taken money meant for farmers, cocoa purchase or anything.
The minority in Parliament is calling for the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen, to be summoned before the House to brief members on measures being taken by government to address what it describes as the rising cost of living. The caucus states that the prices of foodstuffs and other essential commodities have increased astronomically in recent months, putting significant pressure on households. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, the Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodom stressed that the government's much-touted reset agenda must translate into tangible improvements in the standard of living of Ghanaians.
In conclusion, cost of living is going out of the roof. Cost of living. Speaker, I should have come with some food items. Yam, tomatoes, gari, plantain, going through the roof. We should be programming the exchequer to come and tell us measures. The last time before the budget was brought, he was gallivanting at Mokola, talking to the Mokola women. He should be going to Mokola now and be checking the price of tomatoes. Cost of living is becoming too high. And you had come on the back of promising to reset our country. I'm only reminding you your own messages.
The majority leader, Mahama Ayariga, however, disagrees with the minority's assertions, insisting that the relative stability of the exchange rate coupled with the low inflation rate has helped to keep the cost of living low. We apologize for our inability to play that insert, but we will definitely bring it to you in a bit. Let's move on to some other stories now. Ghana and Zambia have signed a bilateral air services agreement that will allow for direct flights between the two countries. Speaking at the Ghana-Zambia Business Dialogue in Lusaka, President Mahama said the agreement will improve connectivity